Okay, so as per my usual, I didn't answer each question by itself. It's like after I did all this and then I looked, oh, here, but I didn't follow directions, so sorry. Okay, so this was really kind of cool. I read it when I first got it, but I didn't do it right away. Just a lot going on. But, so I read through this again this morning, and then imagining God's Ruach on you. I said, it says, how does it feel? It feels deep, full, magnified, brighter and more vibrant, crisp, clear, absolute perfection, like liquid honey flowing through from the crown of my head down to the soles of my feet. I mean, I have actually felt all of that and just felt like, I don't know, like almost like you stepped into a place in heaven, what that feels like. And I do see in the spirit sometimes, and when I see in the spirit, everything is really like that, really clear. The colors are like super vibrant, like it's just amazing. And I've seen stuff that isn't there in the natural, like just, for example, one time I used to go to Dutch Sheets Church when he was in Colorado, and he was an amazing intercessor. I had a lot to do with going to Washington, D.C., but he would come back, and then he'd say, I can't tell you who we're praying for, I can only tell you they're a senator, and like he would give us the prayer point. So I was looking at him, and then all of a sudden I saw him in the spirit, and he had a general's uniform on with all these, like, just stuff on his jacket. And I was like, wow, well, he really is a general of God. Like, just like that's how what he was operating in this spirit realm. Anyway, so as I was writing that, the Lord reminded me of when I was sitting actually on the Mount of Olives in Israel. And there's like these kind of bleachers built into the side of the mountain. And when you sit down, you're looking at the eastern gate, like of the old city, from the outside, of course. And the Muslims put a graveyard outside of that, and they bricked up the opening, thinking, I think they can keep Jesus from coming in the eastern gate because he doesn't want to walk through the graveyard, and it's bricked up. But
funny.
yeah, so that's what you're looking at. And I remember sitting there, and I was reading some passages about the Mount of Olives while I was sitting there. It's really cool to read the scriptures that are about where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah. And so I was sitting there, and there's a whole row of cypress trees. And they're like Italian cypress, or some people just call them tall pines, but they're really tall and almost like straight up like that.
Yeah.
And as I was sitting there, I realized that I was in the spirit, and a wind came up, and the wind was moving the cypress trees, and the Lord was like, the trees are clapping their hands. And I watched them, and they moved, and the way that they're made, like all the branches grow up. That's why it just looks like straight up, but they're long. So when the wind blows them, they come out from the tree, and it really looks like they're clapping their hands. And I was like, wow, God, this is so amazing. But I felt his spirit, just like that was just a gift that he gave to me. So that's what he reminded me of. And a lot of times I like see it like I'm seeing a movie, like it's a replay, and I just saw the whole thing again. And so I didn't finish this because I only did this today. But I put Isaiah 55:12, which actually I love 55:10 through 13 is like amazing. But so it says, "For you shall go out in joy and be led forth in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall break forth into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands." And then I only got one of the cypress trees done, but I just did it like out of like watercolor and watercolor pencil. I kind of drew the tree first, and then I used water to, and then it kind of washes out a lot of that. But then I took the paints and made it in different shades because they're really thick trees, and there's some shadow because they're just dense, kind of interesting trees. But anyway, if you guys want to see what I have done.
No, it's good. This one's almost just like the silhouette of a
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's how I started the other one. I was gonna make
I like the texture.
Thanks. But it was fun because I haven't picked up a paintbrush for a long time.
It's fun.
I hear ya.
I'm like so excited that I got you guys paint.
Well, like I have a whole tub of art supplies, and all I had with me was this little just kind of kit that I picked up at a thrift store that someone didn't use. And
That's
so I was like,
awesome.
well, I have something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool.
Did you have a picture from when you were over there? Or did you just do this from memory or?
Well, I remembered what they look like, and the Lord showed me, but I
We
still
have the
wanted
internet.
something
so
to
you can
look
go
at.
to it.
I didn't know if she had a
So
photo.
I did find a picture.
From when you were there?
Well,
Just
I'm
on the
sure I
internet.
do have that, but I didn't want to look. I've got thousands of pictures of it. I don't know where it was. So this is the picture that I just put in cypress trees in Israel.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is actually the cypress trees in Israel. One of them.
I was hoping your tree was gonna have arms.
Well, like you can see in that one how some of them are like blowing out. And actually when I was sitting there, I didn't really know how to do motion like that. But when it's blowing hard and it's just like going back and forth, you could just imagine it looked like hands clapping.
I like the detail you got. I'm curious about, you said this is a watercolor pencil?
Yeah.
That you started with? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can buy watercolor pencils, and then when you actually put water on it, it does kind of blend it out.
Yeah.
So,
It
and I knew
bleeds-
that was
It
gonna
bleeds
happen.
like watercolor, yeah, so you can kind of lay it out with the pencil and then you put water over top of it.
Cool.
But then I covered that, it was just to have an outline, and then I used different shades and kept mixing different colors in to get depth.
Yeah.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah, they're Italian cypress, and they're pretty prevalent in the Mediterranean, in different countries.
I'm gonna see if I can find those pencils that you think they'd have at Michael's.
Probably. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Walmart, I even know.
And they're different qualities. I mean, I wouldn't go for the cheapest ones, but you could probably at least get mid-priced ones. It would be pretty good.
Softer they are, the better.
Yeah, they're real soft.
When did you get the verse for it? Did it come to you on the Mount of Olives, or did you associate it with this later?
No, I mean, that's how God speaks to me, is in scriptures. So I usually, I'll get the scripture in my head, but then I have to look at, I'm not one of those people that, oh, that's in Isaiah, blah, blah, blah. I have to go, I might even know it's in Isaiah, but I don't know exactly. So then I have to Google it. Where's the scripture for the trees clapping their hands? And then it came up.